Welcome to episode 5 of the Freshman Podcast. This is your boy Josh, also known as Jay Fresh. To my left, we have Ye, also known as Yeski. Down below, we have Tremaine, also known as Maine. Episode 5 of the Bubble. Let's get to it. All right. And latest news, the NBA will be returning on July 31st. We got 22 teams. We have 13 from the West, 9 from the East, and it will be 8 regular season games and a potential play-in game for the 8th seed. And Maine, can you give me the 22 teams that we have going down to Orlando?
Okay, so the 13 teams to the West is we got the Lakers, the Clippers, the Nuggets, we got Utah, OKC, Houston, Dallas, Memphis, Portland, the Pelicans, the Kings, the Spurs, and the Suns for the West. That's the 13 teams for the West. And then the 9 teams for the East, we got Milwaukee, Toronto, Boston, Miami, Pacers, 76ers, Brooklyn, Orlando, and the Wizards.
So do you guys think that maybe it should have been a little bit more even in a sense, like maybe 11 from the East, 11 from the West, or are you guys cool with this kind of 13 and 9?
No, I don't like it. I felt like it should have been even because if that's the case, that means that because it's supposed to be 8 teams per conference making the playoffs. So does that mean that it's going to be 8 in the West and then 8 in the East? So that means it's only going to be 1 team not to make it from the Eastern Conference. And what's that? 13, 5 from the West that's not to make it? Like, how is that even and fair for everybody? I don't know how they're gonna do it, but you got 1 team fighting for a playoff position in the East and multiple in the West. So I mean, it's gonna make the West more exciting, but the East is gonna be like, it is what it is. So
now I could be wrong, but I'm just gonna go kind of off of this. I would say probably because a lot of the teams in the East probably have a losing record compared to the teams in the West. Because if we kind of did like just what is it? Okay, so we're looking at 22 teams. If we did just a straight 22-team playoff, it would probably be majority of those teams that are fighting for the 8th seed in the West would probably be in the playoff picture. So that's probably why it's a limited amount of teams from the East compared to the West. Because
I was gonna add on, like the West, like the race for the 8th seed is a lot closer than the race for the 8th seed in the East. Like there's all the 13 teams, like the 5 teams that Ye mentioned, all within 4 games of the 8th seed, whereas in the East, Washington the only team that's within 6 games of the 8th seed.
Okay.
So that make a little bit more sense to me, but I get what Ye's saying as well.
Yeah. Now to piggyback off of what you just said about the 8th seed, so I'm gonna break it down kind of just like the whole idea of this kind of playing. So the 7 teams in each conference with the highest combined winning percentage, including the regular season, plus the seeding games, to earn 8, that'll be kind of how you get 1 through 7. Now with the 8th seed, the teams that are chasing the 8th seed, if they are after the 8 playoff seeding games, if they are within 4 games, they're gonna have I'm guessing it's a best of 3 in a sense. So 8 will play whoever is at the 9th seed. So if 8 wins 1 game, they advance to play the number 1 seed, obviously in the real playoffs. And if the 9 seed, they have to win 2 games in order to get that 8th seed. So it's not really a best of 3. It's like the 8th seed, you win 1 game against the 9th seed, you get the spot. 9th seed, they got to win 2 games against the 8th seed to get the 8th seed, if that makes sense to you guys.
It do, but why? Like,
I mean, I guess that's kind of because, in a sense, whoever kind of originally had that 8th seed, I mean, it was theirs. I mean, they kind of worked that hard already, majority of the season to get there, and now it's like, all right, if you come in 4 games, you may come in 4 games and still not have a better record. So if it was a regular scenario of an NBA season, that ninth seed wouldn't make it. So I guess it makes it a little bit harder for them to get in and take that 8th spot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's good for the teams trying to play in the into the final spot, but I think it's a disadvantage for the 8th seed.
It sounds very round robin-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, it very. Well, I don't know if they're gonna do it like in one day, but I just know from playing in tournaments like that, like that's not a fun thing to do. To lose a game and then have to keep going more and more to win, just to win or just to get in. Like,
but I think it's still kind of the advantage is still for the 8th seed. I only have to win 1 game. You got to win 2 games. So I mean,
yeah, the 8th seed has a big advantage.
Yeah, and if you go ahead and take game 1, it's a wrap. I mean, then you got to worry about nothing. So I take that back. I guess it is kind of like a best of 2, because if you go ahead and if the 8th seed goes ahead and steals the first game, it's over with. But if the 9th seed takes the first game and then they win the second game, that's a series. So it's really not a best of 3. I'm sorry, it's a best of 2, I guess. So yeah, basically the winner of that 8 and 9 matchup, they'll play who's ever the number 1 seed in their respective conference. So that's how that will go. Now there were rumors at first if they were just gonna do, even though there are the 22 teams, if they were just gonna do like based off 1 through 22, the best record in a sense. I thought that would have been interesting to see this year, especially since the season's kind of going to the wayside anyway. Why not kind of mix it up instead of doing the conference, the Eastern and the Western? Just go ahead, put them all and kind of, I guess,
one big thing.
Yep, like one big playoff tree and let them go at it. But I guess we won't be seeing that. They're going to stick to the respective conferences. How do you guys feel about that?
I would have rather. Well, since the season is like already in shambles and it's like it is what it is, I would have rather them do the whole like everybody clash type thing. Like, so you might get a LA versus Milwaukee in the second round, and you might get a Clippers versus Toronto in the first round, or not saying that it would happen like that, but I mean, it would have. I'm not saying that every big team would have went against each other sooner, but I mean, it would have made things a lot more interesting to try to get to the finals if you got the Lakers and the Clippers going against 2, let's say, juggernauts in the East in the second round.
Yeah.
So,
well, I think. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I feel like they should have just possibly did that. Especially, it could get them a better, idea for the future, if they wanted to use it or not. But, because the season's already messed up, so you might as well try some things. But
I was going to say, this is my bad, Josh. Go ahead.
I think this is probably the perfect time to experiment with that whole kind of just based off the best record despite conference, because a lot of times the excuse that they were using before was that, okay, what if you have a LA and Boston in the first round? And I guess they were saying like the cost of traveling back and forth across the U.S., like that would be kind of costly for, a first round series compared to like the finals. But my thing is, if they're all in Orlando in that bubble, why not try it out? Yeah, it's the perfect time. You don't have to worry about the travel. They're all there. Just let them go at it. But go ahead, man.
No, you asked me to say exactly what I'm about to say. So.
Oh, okay, my bad. Great minds think alike. Great minds think alike. All right. And also to continue with the whole idea of the bubble. So basically, there will be like 3 arenas, and there will be no outside fans, limited number of players who aren't playing in the games at that time can go and watch and I guess kind of scout the other teams playing. And they're going to have to wear face masks at all times when they're not on the court. So I guess that's going to be kind of different. Also, which I found was pretty interesting. So, NBA, I guess if you played on some type of high school or college team, change in the locker room. Nah, down there you change in your hotel room, and then you go to the arena. And then as far as after the game, the same thing. After you leave, you got to change in your hotel room. So I think that's going to be kind of different as well.
Kind of like an AAU feel to it, honestly. That's how we used to do in AAU.
It sounds so tournament. Like, I don't even know if there's a word to describe it, but it sounds like a tournament. Like,
Yeah.
it's definitely a big tournament feel. I couldn't wear my mask all day long. Like, I have to wear that work, and it's so irritating. Just having your mask on, like.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's like when you out in a public area, I guess in the bubble. But I mean, like, you don't have to wear it when you're in your hotel room. But I mean, like, if you out watching another game, yeah, you got to keep it on. But
But can you imagine sitting on the bench for 48 minutes with your mask on?
No. Okay, I don't think they were saying like if you're playing, I don't think you have to keep it on. I'm saying if
you spectating.
Okay.
Yeah. I
thought you had to have it on while you sit on the bench, when you came back to the bench.
Yeah, I don't think so. I meant like when they're in the crowd, like watching other teams play.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, that'd be wild. I was gonna say.
I couldn't do that, bro.
But even with that though, you gotta think about it. Like you said, if you wear a mask at work, I'm not sure how long your shift is, but I know even like with me, I work 8 hours. So I mean, majority of the time, or you get lunch or whatever, but you working with a mask on for like 7 hours. I would hope that they aren't in the arena for 7+ hours when they're not playing. But I mean, who knows? Make a transition. So with all of this going on, I think there's going to be a lot of things affected leading into the next season. The CBA is definitely going to be affected. The salary cap is going to go down, which means a lot of these players that may have been looking forward to these big max deals in the off season are going to drop. And how do you guys feel about that? Like, what do you think? Will we see like less, I guess, super teams formed or guys leaving or probably sticking around?
I was gonna say I think more players this for next season might stay with their teams and hoping next year or two that the CBA and the salary caps go up. So I think you see more players, sign like 1-year deals.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that would be a good idea. Because I was gonna say I think a lot of times even with free agency they always say like if a player becomes the All NBA, the team that they're currently with can always offer them the most money. But that's gonna be interesting to see too. I mean, obviously we still have these awards, MVP and all of that. But man, it just seems like seems just kind of be like a wash. Like,
yeah, it's basically just it is. It's like it is what it is season. I don't know if people are counting this. I don't know what is really going on.
You're getting ahead. That's the next topic. Relax. Slow down. Slow down.
My bad.
That's gonna be the next topic. Okay, I take that back. Now go ahead. You can continue. Yeah, I think a lot of guys probably will, like you said, man. I didn't think about the aspect of it. A 1-year deal, I guess that probably would be smart, and then kind of see what happens if the CBA and the salary cap does go up. Because if they kind of try to sign for like a max going into the offseason now, I think for sure it's going to be less than what the maxes were this season, without a doubt. So
unless they just they just want to be secure now. You know what I'm saying? Sign that max.
True.
But we're gonna see what happens with that.
Yeah, I'd say I would probably do the 1-year deal, or if I am in a long-term deal already, wait to kind of restructure that or something. But I think they were saying that. So basically, the season. I don't know if one of you guys have it. The finals will be in October, possibly. Is that?
Yeah, I think
October.
October 1st, I believe it would start.
It was. I
know the latest date is going to be the 13th, like the last possible day.
Okay.
I got to pull it up.
Where is it? No, it says no later than October the 12th.
That would be like the last finals game or the start?
The finals would end no later than October the 12th.
Oh, okay, cool. So possibly we're looking at from July to October, and then a possible restart. I think they said no later than Christmas. So I don't know. It'd be interesting to see.
They said it might the next season would probably likely begin on December the 1st.
Oh, so before Christmas.
So less than
Okay.
2 months.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
that's gonna be interesting to see that turnaround. Especially, let's say someone gets hurt, kind of within this whole little, I guess, playoff run. I don't think that's a big turnaround, really. Well, I guess that depends on how deep your team goes from October to December 1st, possibly. So it's gonna be interesting to see. Wishing those guys good luck, good health. I think it's gonna be pretty risky. If you guys are in their shoes, would you guys go to the bubble, kind of leave your family for possibly 3 months or however long? Could be longer, depending on how long the team.
See, me, I'm gonna say, me personally, I wouldn't do it right now because the COVID-19 stuff, man. They like, especially what it is right now in Orlando, man. Like it's a hot spot right now.
Oh yeah,
they don't have no vaccine for it. We're not even sure how safe it is, honestly, in Orlando. Like, but that's anywhere though. But I see why players are going, for money reasons.
True.
Because we don't go, pay cuts and stuff.
It's a lot of players out here who like are not set. Like
they live paycheck to paycheck. Yeah, without a doubt.
People would be surprised. Like people would be surprised how much NBA players live from paycheck to paycheck. Like, especially if you live in that lifestyle, it's like you gonna keep up yourself to keep the image, but that still don't mean that you ain't waiting on that next paycheck to hit like everybody else. So most of them do need money, but I mean, of course, you got the LeBrons and stuff just like set or whatever. They just want to do it to play, but you got people out there that's just they need that paycheck. So
not to bash the NBA, but this is definitely a money grab. I think they don't want to lose out on too much money. So I understand as far as some of the, like you say, the lower tier players are kind of living paycheck to paycheck and do need the income, but at the end of the day, it's for the owners. They don't want to lose any money. That's what it really is. It's a money grab for them.
Exactly.
Because like you said, there isn't a cure for COVID at the moment, and I don't think this whole idea of a bubble is going to be 100% fail safe. I think we're going to continue to see players diagnosed or testing positive for it, and it kind of needs to be interesting to see how or what methods they're going to use to kind of combat that in Orlando. So it'll be interesting to see without a doubt. Make a transition. Legendary coach Jerry Sloan passed away. Rest in peace. Now, I think you guys are kind of more versed with his coaching than I am. So I hand to one of you guys.
Yeah, you can start off. You want to?
He was the thing that I probably would start off with and say like first was like how great of a player that he was. Most people don't know, like, or probably don't pay no attention, but his jersey is hanging up in the United Center. So as just a basketball player in itself, he was great. He wasn't like an all-time great, but like I said, he was a 2-time All-Star and a 6-time All-Defensive player. Like I said, he got his jersey retired in the Bulls rafters. So as a player, he was great, but as a coach is, of course, what he made his statement at. I don't know. Man, he didn't get a championship, did he?
I don't think he did.
I don't believe he got it. Don't quote me on that. I don't think he got a championship as a coach. But he does have a winning record as a coach, especially with Utah. I feel like he should have something in Utah because I mean he led them to the playoffs numerous of seasons. Of course, dealing with Jordan, the Jordan era, and later down the road the Kobe era that he had to deal with, so hinder him from a championship because he does not have one. But all in all, he was a great coach and a great player, and it was sad to see him leave. Could be arguably a top 10, top 15 coach in the NBA, if you want to say. But it was a sad thing that he's gone.
And just to piggyback off Ye said, definitely one of the best coaches that we've seen. Led Karl Malone, John Stockton, won over 1,000 games, won over 60% of his games. And I believe he made it to the finals twice. And yeah, they lost both the finals appearances. But just the fact that he made it to the finals with, in the Jordan era and, what he did with the Darren Williams squad in the Kobe era. So just a great coach, man. Like Ye said as well, real good player. So rest in peace to a legend, man.
All right, rest in peace. All right, guys, making the transition to my favorite segment of the show. We have Better Now or Better in 3 years. Now, today it's kind of a little different because usually we kind of center this around some of the younger guys because it's still early in their career and, we're kind of, I guess, predicting where they're going and kind of what's their ceiling. But today we got two NBA superstars. We got Kyrie Irving and Kemba Walker. So who would like to start this one off?
You know what? Let me just get out the way before, people slam on Kyrie real quick. I still love the way Kyrie played, but I'm going to go with Kyrie now and Kyrie in 3 years. Although I think it is very, very close. We can all say that Kyrie hasn't been the best of leaders over the last couple of years.
Hey, we just talking about his game.
I know.
The best players aren't always your leaders.
That's a fact. But just the fact that Kyrie's still one of the best closers in the games. Real clutch. Real good creative for himself. And it's the fact that he's more accomplished in the playoff. Like we all seen what he did in 2016 when they won that finals and came back from 3-1.
Right.
I just think
what
we seeing.
Like, chill, bro. Let me cook. Let me.
I already know. Look, I already know, man, about Kyrie. I understand, but what we seeing out of Kyrie and Kemba now, what I think we're gonna see for 3 years from now. Mm-hmm. But I do have a concern that Kyrie might retire 3 years from now, based on everything that's going on.
Okay.
Yeah, bro. I got like a slight feeling that he's gonna retire earlier than people, expect him to. But I just think that Kyrie right now is more like a little bit better. He does everything a little bit better than Kemba right now. So I'm gonna go Kyrie now and Kyrie for 3 years from now. So
okay. All right, you want to go next, or should I go? Because I feel like you can get our podcast canceled.
No, I can go.
Okay.
If you just talking about straight hooping.
Yeah, relax on the personal jazz because I feel it coming.
Then Kyrie, I'll go Kyrie now. Kyrie in 3. I mean, I agree with man. It's closer than people actually realize. As far as Kemba and Kyrie,
I'm gonna have a hot take, but I totally disagree. But go ahead.
I feel like it's closer than what people actually think. Kemba doesn't get a lot of credit. Of course, everybody's gonna give Kyrie the credit, but that's neither here nor there. I'm not gonna say too much on this. It's just Kyrie is what it is.
I just want to point out this was a very lackluster performance from you today. But anyway, moving forward. All right. So I think this will be the first time in the show we have a unanimous agreement. I'm saying Kyrie and Kyrie. I think May mentioned that Kyrie is I think way more accomplished. 6-time All-Star compared to 4. Rookie of the Year. He's been All-NBA second and third team. Kemba was only All-NBA third team once. Kyrie was also an NBA champion. I think that shot he hit over Curry definitely kind of sealed that series in a sense like that. After the block, that swung the momentum. So, I mean, I think we've had arguments about which was had the bigger impact, the block, the shot.
Mhm.
I mean, it always depends on who you're asking, but without a doubt, definitely one of the two biggest moments of that series, without a doubt. I just think Kyrie gets a lot of flack for some of the stuff he says off the court. I think until maybe, I'm not going to say last season, whatever was his last season in Boston, if that was the season prior, I think the chemistry in that locker room wasn't the best. And I think for a small part, all those guys kind of had a me mentality and like
Mhm.
they didn't really want to listen to him. And then he was like, all right, screw it. I'm just going to go do me. And I think that wasn't the best look for him and then the flat earth stuff. But moving forward, besides that, I just think as a player, I want him on my team. He can handle the ball. He can go get his own bucket. And at times, I think depending on who you're playing with, if you're playing with more of like a passer, like when he was playing with LeBron, I think that besides Dwayne Wade might have been his best co-star in a sense because he could depend on him. All right, Kyrie, go get your own. Same thing with Wade, go get your own. I think at times it's harder to play with guys that you've got to always create their shot for them, and you don't have that issue with him. Now, I think Kemba can create a shot for himself or whatnot, but let me ask you guys this, and I think this kind of will, I guess, end the debate in the sense between the two. If you put these guys in the West, do you see Kemba making an all-star team? Do you see Kyrie making an all-star team?
I'm gonna say Kyrie more popular. Like I think Kemba and Kyrie are kind of similar players, but Kyrie does everything better than Kemba. You know, obviously besides the leadership. But
you had to
I'm
throw
gonna
that in
say,
there.
yeah, I'm just saying.
You had to throw that in there. It's sad, but go ahead. Go ahead.
No, but I think like you were saying earlier, like both of you guys were saying, like Kyrie's more accomplished, so obviously I think he's the more popular player.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that'll help Kyrie a lot. But when you look at their stats, they kind of similar numbers, you know what I'm saying? It's just that Kemba is not as accomplished as Kyrie because of the teams he played for.
Now
I'm gonna just leave it.
I'm gonna let y'all finish, but I have another question I want to ask. But go ahead, yeah.
I'm gonna just leave it at this. If you take LeBron away from Kyrie, how many accomplishments does he get?
Oh well,
we'll be talking about a different Kemba and Kyrie conversation.
No. He's still gonna be all NBA. He's gonna be on a shitty team. Okay, you take away the championship. You can't take away Rookie of the Year. He won that without LeBron.
Oh no, can't take away.
Yeah, you can't take away that. You can't take away that. He's still gonna be an all-star. I mean,
the first be on a shitty team. What was that? The first 2-3 years of their career, they was both neck and neck. It was the same. They both had losing teams. They weren't doing nothing.
Okay. I mean, Kemba is still. I mean, Boston is good now until you get to Boston. How far did Charlotte go?
I know. Well, they made the playoffs one time.
Come on, yeah.
But Kyrie didn't make the playoffs before LeBron.
Okay.
That's true as well.
Now this how I'm gonna end this right here, yeah. When we talk about top 5 point guards, I've never heard Kemba. Never. I hear Kyrie. I hear Steph. I hear Russ. I hear Dame. Is Kemba 5? I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm throwing John Wall. I'm throwing John Wall up there. Like the list goes on. Don't tell me Kemba is top 5.
You know what that is?
Don't tell me Kemba is top 5. All right, cool.
I'm gonna answer your question too, Josh. But yeah, Kyrie would make it in the West. Kemba probably wouldn't make it in the West.
I appreciate it. Yeah, you got anything else to say? Or are you done? Are we finished? Are we done?
I'm done. Y'all got it.
All right, cool. All right.